This is going to be a follow-up video from the last video that I made about Disney not handling Sonic success. Before I go into that, I want to thank everyone for the 2,000 views from that one video. That means a whole lot to me, and that's definitely going to be something that's going to really help me become a much better YouTuber in the long run. So major thanks to all of you. So I want to do like a little follow-up on this matter because I think it's important for me to talk about what's going to happen between Sega and Disney going forward. Now, keep in mind, this is not clickbait. I'm not trying to say that Disney's going to buy Sonic. I hope they don't do that. What I do want to say, though, is that there is a major difference between how Disney handles their stories and their movies and how Sega and Paramount handle it. Now, keep in mind, though, I have not yet seen the Sonic 3 movie. But from what I've seen from the first two Sonic movies, let me just say this. Sega and Paramount both knew what they did with their movies. They took some risks while also adhering to the original source to make a high quality movie. They didn't have to like water down anything to make it child friendly. They actually trusted us to watch the movie and actually enjoy it. While Disney, on the other hand, they just like they flat out bank on nostalgia. They hope that if they make some changes to like a classic movie for a live action remake, that we would actually watch it still. But no, unfortunately that's not the case. So I'm not just talking about the remake of The Lion King or Mufasa in general, but I'm also talking about other live action remakes that Disney has made over the last 5 years as of right now. So the first movie we got was Mulan, which came out back in 2021. To simply put it, there was like a lot of behind the scenes material that didn't really sit well with people, and Disney had to take the heat for that. And to follow up with that one, however, unfortunately, they didn't really learn their lesson with Mulan or any of their other movies going forward. As a matter of fact, in 2023, they released The Little Mermaid featuring Halle Bailey. That movie alone, look, maybe some people liked it. I'll respect that. However, it's not going to mask the fact that that movie in particular created such a huge mess, and it also created a virtual social war on social media entirely. And on top of it, too, the media did not take The Little Mermaid's flopping very, very well at all. As a matter of fact, they even tried so hard to manipulate us into getting to watch the movie by labeling us terrorists for not watching it. However, that completely failed. Unfortunately, though, that wasn't the worst thing that happened about the movie. The worst thing that happened, well, at least from my perspective, was that The Little Mermaid's live action remake also had a movie theater brawl. I'm not kidding. That actually happened. If you guys haven't seen what happened at the movie theater, you may want to check it out because I know a lot of YouTubers have already covered this. I don't want to go deep into it again because I might risk a trigger warning, and I don't want that. So yeah. So besides all these movies that came out over the last couple of years, it's really suffice to say that Disney's going to have a very dark future ahead of them. Sega's already kicking their asses with the three Sonic movies they have already, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo's gonna kick their asses even more with a Mario movie sequel, which is rather legit at this point. And they're also going to come out with a live action Legend of Zelda movie, unless Nintendo decides to go the animation route with it. I don't know, but from the looks of it, I think they're already getting on with it. I do hope that the Zelda movie will do very well because, I mean, if the Zelda movie flops, well, that's gonna really hurt Nintendo like very heavily. The one thing I also want to mention too is that with the upcoming movie of Toy Story 5, that's gonna be a movie that's not gonna really do well from what I've seen. We've seen screenshots of it. What's gonna be like? It doesn't look very good. I really think Toy Story needs to just be put to rest now. There's no way they're gonna be able to make any more quality movies of Toy Story anymore because let's face it, The first three Toy Story films were very very good to watch, and the third one was really the true ending to the franchise as a whole. Toy Story 4 was okay, but it really missed the mark as to what made Toy Story great to begin with. And Disney hasn't really learned anything from that either. They just continue to like get out movie after movie after movie after movie, and they just like it's all about nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia. But if you just make on the nostalgia and make a lot of changes to like alienate your audience, you're not doing yourself a favor. I'm really sorry, Disney, but this has to stop. There's a big part of me that likes to think that Sega and Nintendo both have seen what Disney has done to their movies, and they decide to like see their mistakes and learn from actually Disney mistakes and make better movies of their own. And it actually paid off. I really feel confident that both Nintendo and Sega will have a very good future ahead of them in terms of like making movies. Now, if you guys remember, we did have video game movie adaptations like in the last 2 decades. This all began like in the 90s. Some were okay, but a lot of them were like really bad. I find it rather ironic that we're actually getting some really good video game movie adaptations now. So Sega and Nintendo, good job for that. I don't really have much to say besides the fact that we already know that Disney has like a very dark future ahead of them. They are just too stubborn. They're not going to learn from their mistakes. Sooner or later, we're going to be living in an age where Disney will no longer be relevant. This is Major League Gaming, logging out. I will see you guys later.